Hello, my name is Brittany Hawkins, and I'm currently attending Grand Canyon University in the current course of ESL 440. Today I will be doing a presentation on culturally responsive teaching. Cultural influences on teaching and learning are significant because they shape how students value learning. Some of the influences on teaching and learning when it comes to culture is community dynamics, family, values, beliefs, communication, and learning styles. It is important that a teacher understands how to create an inclusive classroom because culture is super important in how students learn, and it shapes the way that they receive the information. It also connects them with their classmates and teachers. It also can motivate the students' behavior and overall their feelings about education. What is cultural competence? Cultural competence refers to the ability to comprehend, value, and engage effectively with individuals from diverse cultures or backgrounds. When teaching ELs, cultural competence enables educators to foster an inclusive atmosphere where cultural identities of students are honored and utilized with valuable resources in their educational journey. The cultural values and beliefs of English language learners can effectively integrate by utilizing cultural relevant materials. That means creating projects or assignments that are focused around culture in order to give the students more knowledge about other cultures. You may involve a project-based learning that delves into cultural themes or the use of examples of analogies from various backgrounds. The environment of schools and classroom plays a significant role in language acquisition, either bolstering or hindering students' confidence and their chance to practice new language skills. To foster an inclusive atmosphere, it is essential to take steps such as showcasing multilingual signs, honoring cultural diversity. That could happen with like the holidays like Cinco de Mayo or Black History. You should nurture a supportive classroom and community and implement teaching methods that promote active engagement from every student. So every student should be actively engaged when it comes to celebrating a culture or learning about a culture or doing an activity about a culture. Everyone should be engaged. Okay, approaches to promote and honor cultural diversity encompass utilizing multicultural literature, celebrating various cultural holidays, like I said before. And you also can get guest speakers to come in. I know that students sometimes are very engaged when they're able to hear about someone that comes from a different background than they come from, because they're learning about something different, something that they normally don't see, or they're learning about different traditions that they probably didn't do at home, or they don't do at home because it's celebrated from a different culture. Okay. Some strategies for leveraging home language and cultural access is to implement a teaching learning cycle, TLC. It enhances oral language and development to foster literacy growth by emphasizing language rich experiences. So, collaborating text creation and independent writing, that will be good ways to approach it. You could supply books and resources in languages spoken at home by students. You could also encourage the students to utilize their home language for tasks, discussions, and presentations. Just overall develop classroom glossaries, or employ translation tools to aid comprehension. There's many different ways that you could present cultural access and leverage home language. To assist all EL students, including those with special needs, educators should implement differentiation instruction. So that's basically making sure that the instruction or the assignment that you give the student is on their level, that it meets them where they are. You could utilize cultural relevant resources and encourage peer partnerships. So getting the students to work with one another in the classroom from different backgrounds, that is a phenomenal way to get students comfortable with accepting different perspectives and different backgrounds. Integrating student cultures into the classroom and explicitly teaching skills related to self-awareness and social awareness. Recognizing the unique social, emotional, and cultural needs of students is essential. Safe and effective class routines. Okay, so your students want to feel safe. They want to be able to talk to their peers, talk in front of their peers. Some students might be shy. They don't want to do certain things because they feel like they come from a different place. And as an educator, you would have to spot those things out and make sure that the student feels comfortable to speak in front of their classrooms, no matter their race or no matter their financial status or anything like that. So that is why this teaching in an inclusive classroom is important, because you don't want any student to feel left out. Recognizing the unique social and multicultural needs of a student is essential for creating safe and effective classroom routines. So every day this needs to be done, in order to make sure that the flow of the classroom is going right and everybody's emotionally stable in the classroom as well. You could customize lessons and offer individual support to cater to diverse learning needs. So basically doing small groups or maybe one-on-one with students from a different background, or maybe English might not be their first language. You can do small groups with them, or you can pair them with their partner, like I mentioned before, so that they could adapt to environments and to build confidence in a nurturing manner. Also, you can also have visual aids and technology. So translation, you could do graphic organizer that has translated words and pictures depending on the grade level. Now we're going to talk about home and school connections. Okay, family and community practices, commonly known as funds of knowledge, play a crucial role in language learning. Okay. By acknowledging and incorporating this knowledge, we can effectively connect home and school, creating a more inclusive and productive learning atmosphere, particularly for English language learners. How funds of language impacts learning establishments. Okay, it impacts it because it enhances motivation and involvement. Okay, when the student is doing what they're doing at home and also doing in the classroom, that's extra practice, and it helps them to focus better and not lose what they have learned in class. It increases their confidence and self-worth, and it also empowers them and motivates them to engage more actively in classroom discussions and activities. Well, that's all I have today, and I thank you so much for engaging in my presentation, and you all have a great day.